Howdy doody everybody, my name is KevGuuey and welcome back to Highway Blossoms. If you guys missed the last episode, you guys can click on the eye on the top of the video to watch the previous episode to get caught up. So right now, we walk to the front of the RV and take our seats. Grabbing the journal from the glove department, I flip it open. I glance over the second to last entry. Key phrases like split path, detour, and acres of identical arched stone throw my brain into the deep end, drowning me in dizzying puzzles before I've even fully read it. Marina peeks over, trying to decipher the entries with me. A speck of inadequacy crawls up. A speck of inadequacy crawls up inside me, and I quickly flip to the next entry before Marina notices I'm stuck. I'll deal with that later. For now, we'll just narrow this down. Alright, so how are we gonna narrow it down? Much has happened since my last entry, so let me waste no time in beginning. As I mentioned previously, I had begun to develop a cough of sorts during my travels. At the time, I thought nothing of it, just as a result of being overexposed to the elements. After all, a handsomely rugged and worldly man such as myself should be used to such things. But I digress. Unfortunately, the more I continued under the blazing sun, the more my condition worsened, until finally my body gave out. The last thing I remember is falling off my steed. Sometime later, I awoke next to a fire, with my horse nearby. Oh, that's weird. I, myself, could not move, as I was held down by illness and sweat, but I was reassured by a man sitting across from me. Upon further inspection, I realized he was a native of this land. Oh, I had several encounters with people of this sort during my time on the wagon trail. That just reminded me of the Oregon Trail. So naturally, I was suspicious and fearful for the remainder of my gold. However, the man said he had no interest in such things. A dry, quiet fellow, the man told me his name was Lamasi, and that I was in a canyon his people occupied. Although they had been driven to a different segment of it some years back, his English was quite fluent, and when I inquired, he said he had learned from settlers as a boy. Over the next several days, Lamasi would nurse me back to health. He would never stray too far, as he preferred looking after his estranged tribe from a distance. But I was able to explore portions of his home. Eventually, I stumbled upon a long ruined home built into a cave on the side of the mountain. According to Lamasi, there are many more like it. Though they originally belonged to enemies of his ancestors, it was then that I realized where I would leave the next portion of my bounty. Oh, so it's in a cave on the side of the mountain. On my last day with him, I informed Lamasi my plans, where he casually promised to guard it for me until I returned. But before I left, he pointed me in the direction of a sacred landmark. One so giant and huge, it would simultaneously be a conspicuous and inconspicuous hiding place. With that knowledge, I bid farewell to my new friend and trusted the gold in his care. Perhaps I will reward him with some of it on the return trip. Oh, wow. You're my Lamasi, Amber. Suddenly, my chest feels like a hummingbird is fluttering around in it. Aww. I shift my eyes away from her smile and hide my face. Thanks. When you strip away the circumstances, I guess I did save and protect her like that Lamasi guy did with the miner. A gorge is like a canyon, right? A gorge. Marina leans in closer and points to the entry, strands of her soft hair tickling my cheek. I scoot back and power through it, taking a sharp breath to recollect myself. Basically, yeah. Marina nearly springs out of her seat in a burst of realization, her head an inch away from smacking into the ceiling. That's close. Oh my god. You know where it is? Does that mean we get to go to the Grand Canyon? Do we get to go to the Grand Canyon, Amber? Not unless history decides to rewrite itself. There are lots of canyons with ruins. One of them is a Grand Canyon, but most of them have been cleaned out for hundreds of years. I choked down a groan. Indian ruins aren't exactly rarities around here. Maybe that other entry wasn't so bad after all. So we're looking for a place that was still being used in the 1850s. Is it still here or no? Marina hunkers down and thinks with me, wrinkles forming on her forehead as she tries to straighten out an answer. I'm pretty sure she doesn't even know where to start, but hey, at least she's trying. Yeah, always try. Well, there is one place. Where? Marina hardly gets a breath out before I crush her dreams once again. Not the Grand Canyon. She slinks back into her chair and quietly pouts. It's still in Arizona, but it's a different place. Canyon de Chelly. Huh. Canyon de Chelly. I've never heard of that canyon before. The Navajo weren't chased out until 1863, so the timing isn't too screwy. Wow, you're really good with your history. Place is loaded with ruins too. Oh, are they Puebloan ruins? What is that? My flow of information stops. She knows what I'm talking about? She can actually pronounce it? Yeah, I'm surprised you know that. Yep, I've been reading some of those travel guides lying around. Super interesting. Oh. Those things must be about as old as I am by now. I didn't have the heart to throw them away when I was cleaning everything out. Well, at least it helped out. Hey, that's how I did it. It's the best way to learn. Anyway, Canyon de Chelly is pretty damn close to here. How close? He gasps. So it might have lined up with the route he took. Well, I can't be 100% positive, but... I close my eyes and snap the book shut, the air between the pages puffing out at us. Then, with one eye open, shoot Marina a grin. I'm pretty sure. Yay! Oh, we just go hop right into the driving mode. Arizona's highways are infamously boring. Nothing but hills, up, down, left, right. Something, select. Right, something like that. There's nothing interesting to look at. Both sides of the road are smothered in nondescript shrubs. It's the part of the country where you just zone out and drive on autopilot. That's the scariest thing. I mean, it's good to drive, it's always good to drive consciously so you know what's going on. But if you're driving subconsciously, like that was the scariest thing. Like I think I've only recorded twice that's happened to me. One time was on the highway. I was driving somewhere and yeah, it was a long drive. And then like I just snapped back into reality. I was like, whoa, where am I? Like how far did I drive? And then like I was almost there. I was like, I don't remember anything back then. That was the scary part. The other time was when I was riding my bike and I was riding it up this super steep hill. And so I was at the bottom and next thing I knew I was at the top. I was like, I don't remember biking up there. Yeah, it's weird. When we finally see a sign for the town of Chino, right next to the canyon, it feels like we're approaching the Promised Land. The Promised Land. Promised Land. Oh! That kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy VII. Marina looks up from the book she's reading just in time to miss the sign. Was that it? Are we there yet? Nah, 40 miles to go still, so about half an hour. Oh. He makes it sound like a pop balloon and goes back to reading. Pop balloon? We take an exit in a tiny excuse for a town. One of those places that has a gas station and a few old houses. Are we gonna see Mariah? Like in Monopoly, where you buy up all the property you can, even though it's not that great. Monopoly takes a long time. This is it? Marina repeats her earlier question as I slow down to turn left. Nope, almost. I don't even know what this place is called. He makes a pop balloon noise again, but leaves the book closed. When we finally reach Chinla, it's pretty obvious. This is the first real town we've seen in hours. The outskirts are industrial, dominated by what I assume are factories. A pair of stray dogs lope along the side of the road, hungry and lean. Marina makes a sound of sympathy, pressing her face against the glass as we pass them. Aw. Hey, Amber. We're not getting a dog. But they're so cute, and we could dress him up in a bandana and... No way. I've never gotten why people want to dress their pets up like people. Yeah, I kind of don't get that either. I mean, aren't the pets, very uncomfortable? Don't they feel very uncomfortable? And, warm or hot? Unless it's super duper cold and they have really, really sensitive skin and stuff, then okay, that makes sense then. Alright, well, onwards with this story. It's cute. Marina pouts. I figured she was just joking, but she didn't actually think I would let her get a dog, right? It seems that all is forgiven by the time I pull into a gas station. She's bouncing in her seat with her usual enthusiasm, or maybe it's her bladder. Or maybe she wants another frozy drink. My second guess must have been correct, because as soon as I shut off the engine, she darts out of the RV and into the store. While she does that, I fuel up. No telling when we'll see the next gas station. Could be 100 miles, and this thing drinks gasoline like a thirsty dog drinks water. Wow, that's a lot of gas then. And moolah. By the time I finish, Marina still isn't back, so I lock up and head inside. The store is devoid of other customers. It's unremarkable with the usual selection of candy, chips, and overpriced beef jerky. I'm not hungry, just passing time. Soon, Marina trots out of the bathroom. Glancing around, she spots me and heads over. Want anything? Duh, let's see. Duh. I leave her to agonize over the candy bars while I flip through some of the travel brochures. Beneath the window, there are a couple about Canyon de Chelly, which is our destination just up the road. There are flyers for other Arizona attractions too, including the non-local ones. Of course, there are a few brochures for the Grand Canyon, plus a couple must-see sites in Phoenix, the capital. Oh, I heard Phoenix, Arizona is really hot. There's even an ad for a novelty just called The Thing in Tucson, but that's far out of our way. The Thing. Okay, I'm ready. You're ready for what? What do you have? I don't see anything. Okay. I turn around. Marina has a couple king-size candy bars in her hands and a large bottle of Coke tucked under her arm. You seriously need all that? That's some sly advertisement there, huh? Coke. I thought we could share. But wouldn't one be enough to share, though? She gives me her best offended puppy impression. Fine, fine. I still don't want anything, but I can't say no to that. Oh, she's falling for her. Here, I'm gonna use the bathroom too. Meet you at the car. Alright. I'm gonna end the episode here, everybody. We stopped at a gas station. We know where we're supposed to be going. And now we're heading towards it after we use the bathroom. If you guys enjoyed this episode of Highway Blossoms, then please slime that like button and subscribe down below for more awesome videos. Thank you everybody for watching this episode, and you will hear me in the next one. Goodbye! 14 mana shards. Oh, we have our own slime girl now. Yes, we do. I love my slime girls.